The environmental cost of mountaintop mining valley fill operations for aquatic ecosystems of the Central Appalachians. What is mountaintop removal and MTVF? Coal minerals are fossil fuel produced from electrification of peat. These coal minerals are organic carbon that, when are burned, produces energy. The MTVF process is also known as mountain mining with valley fill operations. It's a recent technique and is about lower watersheds reach to extract coal and fill these watersheds streams with leftover rocks. Then deforested watersheds are converted to flattened grasslands to acquire coal. These processes are regulated by the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act, the Clean Water Act, and the government agencies regulating are the ACOE, EPA, and the Environmental and Natural Resources Department. Effects of the NTVF. The Appalachian Mountain region has headwaters for many major U.S. rivers. The NTVF affects invertebrates and some vertebrates. Some of the problems are that headwaters can be very critical in development and genetics of fish population. Also, amphibians are endangered because they're mainly living in the headwaters. Some salamanders are very vulnerable to this land use change. The loss of salamanders can have serious consequences in the ecosystem because they regulate food webs and link streams. The headwater streams are extremely important because their flow or sedimental dissolved constituents feed all downstream water.
Local environmental impacts from mountaintop removal and MTVF are lost streams, lost soils, altered hydrology, and deforestation. And and losing soil is the most important because it loses the macro and micronutrients of the soil, which is important for the growth of vegetation. And there has been a decrease in number of trees in past mining spots.
On this slide, we have two pictures. The picture on the left is a photo of unmined lands, and the picture on the right is a photo of land after 20 years of reclamation. This clearly shows in picture form the environmental impacts of mountaintop removal and MTVF.
What can we conclude about MTVF? The ecological and environmental impacts of MTVF are devastating and mostly irreversible. The headwater where mining takes place is destroyed, which affects the rest of the river network that it is connected to because the typical resources are not being sent downstream and instead contaminated water is being sent. Even though there are mitigation plans and restoration projects to fix the damage done through mining, they are not effective because the ecosystems in and around the streams are too vast and complex for humans to be able to replicate. The plans and projects only attempt to restore the structure of the streams, but not the ecological functions, which are what make an ecosystem thrive. To improve the current deficiencies in reclamation and mitigation, several steps need to be taken. Extensive measurements of the ecosystem need to be taken before any mining begins. This will allow for research to be conducted to determine if mitigation will restore the ecosystem back to its original state. Then the mitigation plan needs to be reviewed to ensure that it accounts for all the damage that MTVF will cause and has a way to restore the ecosystem almost entirely.